Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Like you want to do your job, you have a job to do.
Yeah.
So do we.
Yeah,
And
so do you.
just,
And you know what? So did the friggin' Nazis that
Well,
killed
that's
all
not
the Jews.
That's not
right.
fair. I'm
Well,
not
you know
Nazi.
what?
I'm not killing anybody.
No, you're not, but you are. You're killing people.
Have I
You're
referred to you in a derogatory way?
you're closing
'Cause
small businesses.
That's not fair.
Small businesses are being shut down because of this. People are committing suicide because of this. People are not able to get access to food because of this, and it's only going to get worse the longer we go on with this charade.
I have to pay my bills too, man.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. As long as that gets you through the night and you're comfortable with that, hey, I got no problem with
Well,
it.
will
But
you help me pay my bills if I
will
quit
you
my
help me
job?
pay my bills if my business shuts down?
You and I are going to be both poor together.
Exactly. So why are we all letting this happen?
David Menzies for Rebel News here in St. Catharines. Well, folks, I'm at Evolution Salon and Spa. I'm with the owner, Dennis Constantino, and talk about a tale of two salons. Two salons that reimagined themselves as film production studios. Of course, the first one was Chrome Artistic Barbering. That's Alicia Herder's business. She has been locked down. She's basically temporarily out of business. But a different story here at Evolution. Dennis is in business. And first of all, Dennis, I'm trying to understand, how did Alicia get shut down and you are being allowed to continue to operate?
That's a good question. I don't really know. I know Alicia's been much more vocal than I have. And she's drawn a lot more attention to what she's been doing. And then there has been, issues with articles being written and, a little bit of slandering happening. In my case, I've been operating, but I haven't gotten the same backlash that she has. I really don't know why.
You might be right. She's been identified as the ringleader. The St. Catharines Standard did a horrible hit piece on her. But it should be pointed out, while you're really busy, you told me off camera, and I'm so happy to hear that, Dennis, it's not exactly been peaches and cream. I mean, bylaw has been coming here to harass you, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a neighborhood watchdog, and someone's been calling repeatedly. And so they have been coming back repeatedly for inspections. And I'm like, well, why are you here to inspect me? Well, someone's calling, right?
Wow.
Obviously, they're calling. I have my lines open. I'm not hiding anything. I'm doing production, and it's not like I'm going underground as a hairdresser and going door to door. I feel like what I'm doing is legitimate. I have a YouTube channel. I have a video posted. I have 2 more being edited. So you're telling me I'm not production, but what entitles me to not be production? It just doesn't make sense.
Could it be because you're simply Dennis, you're not Brad Pitt, you're not Tom Cruise? Because I can tell you in Toronto, there's like 25 film productions, Dennis. We went for a visit to one earlier this week. I'll tell you this much, Dennis, the police are there. They're not writing tickets for anyone. They're protecting the film set. I think in John Tory's Toronto, it might be the same in St. Catharines, if you're part of the Hollywood elite and it's a big production, Tinseltown movie or TV show being filmed, we'll bend over backwards. The rules don't apply. But if you're just a little film production house, well, they're going to come after you.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I've tried to stay to standard, working within the parameters that are expected. I keep the environment clean, and I don't know what else I can do. I mean, maybe I'm not technically labeled as a production company, but I've had to evolve my business to keep my business afloat. Yeah. So why am I being penalized for that?
No, it makes no sense. And, you said you keep your business clean. And, long before this pandemic came along, people in the salon business, the spa business, they've always had a huge commitment to hygiene and cleanliness. Yeah. And I mean, your salon, I look around, it looks like the floors are clean enough to eat off, for goodness sakes. So the idea that this is a spreader situation, whereas a big box store like Costco or Walmart packed to the gills, that's okay. Dennis, it doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. That's why I took a stand, and that's why I think Alicia took a stand, because it doesn't make sense. I mean, it's you're expecting these small businesses to just close up shop when we have more control over any large store possibly could. So why are you penalizing the small guy and allowing the big guy to be open? You know?
And I think it's a lack of empathy. In the public sector, no one's been laid off. No one's had a nickel of salary deducted. Everything's just fine there. When it comes to business in the private sector, it's a different situation. It makes a mockery of the phrase, we're all in this together. And also, Dennis, I want to throw to a clip. You have a little video of your encounter with the infamous Michelle Brown of Bylaw. Yeah. So why don't we just take a look at how that went down, folks?
Remember I said to you, have you reached out to the Ontario
I am
government?
tired of reaching out to every single possible person that I can, and I am not getting any answers.
I understand.
Because nobody has a reason for why I cannot be open.
Because it's in the regulations.
Well, regulations, it's bullshit. The regulation, and you know it. This is harassment. This is illegal. What you guys are doing to small businesses is disgusting. There is no reason why I should not be able to have my doors open, because my environment is cleaner than any. I've reached out to everybody.
Hey, you are allowed
and I
to
will.
disagree,
Yeah.
right? But like I said, why get yourself, we talked about this last time, why get yourself in more of a mess?
Because you know what? That's how much to my core
Okay.
I disagree. I am willing to
That's
put my
fair.
head on a chopping block
Well, I don't wanna see
to
you do
stand
that,
up.
Dennis.
I don't care. I'll do prison time. I don't care.
Well,
That's what it's come to for me. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And this is how strongly I am against what is going on. And this is how strongly I will stand up for my rights and for the rights of every other small business owner, whether they have the nuts to do it themselves or not. I don't know how anybody can look and see what's going on right now and think that this is normal, that this is justifiable. How people cannot see the damage that these lockdowns are creating against a virus that has a 99.98 recovery rate?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I have a,
Like I said,
I have a child that's autistic who couldn't go to therapy. I have a child that's autistic that couldn't go to school. I had to watch her sit in the middle of the floor of our living room crying and saying the names of her fellow students because she doesn't understand what's going on. And she's regressing and she's banging her head on the ground. Who's taking care of that? How are these lockdowns helping with that? How are these lockdowns helping? How are these lockdowns helping with the homeless people in the shelters that can't take donations anymore because, oh, you can't give your clothes or you can't give food because it could be contaminated with a virus that might kill you? How many people are becoming abusive to alcohol? How many people are being abused, are abusing drugs? How many people are committing suicide? The suicide rates are up. Why is nobody talking about these things? How are these lockdowns more beneficial than what? Oh, we don't want our hospitals to get overrun? Our hospitals are overrun every friggin' year. This is nothing new. So this is why I'm at the point where I'm at, because you, as well as I, know that this is bullshit.
I mean, I respect
This
your
is
tenacity. I do. I really do. And like you want to do your job, you have a job to do.
Yeah?
So do we.
Yeah,
And
so do you.
I'm
And you know what? So did the friggin' Nazis that
Well,
killed
that's
all
not fair.
killed all the Jews.
That's not fair.
right.
I'm
Well,
not a
you know
Nazi.
what?
I'm not killing anybody.
No, you're not, but you are. You're killing people.
Have I
You're
referred
closing.
to you in a
You're
derogatory
closing.
way?
You're
'Cause
closing small businesses.
That's not fair.
Small businesses are being shut down because of this. People are committing suicide because of this. People are not able to get access to food because of this. And it's only going to get worse the longer we go on with this charade. It's only going to get worse. More people are going to die. Yeah.
What would you like me to do? Quit my job?
No,
pay
you
my
have
bills
you have a
to
choice.
Feed my, because
You-
last time you said to me, I have to feed my kid chef.
That's right.
Dinner.
Yeah.
So what do I do? Do I quit my job?
No, you don't have to quit your job. You could keep doing what you're doing. If you're comfortable with that,
So
you
if
keep
I'm
doing what you're
directing-
doing.
But
And
yes,
I'm
I'm
comfortable with
comfortable
what I'm doing, so I'm going to continue to do what I do.
Yeah.
We're at odds right now, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
We're at an impasse.
Yeah, you have your right to do whatever you want. I should have my right to do whatever I want. And you, as an adult, should have the right to say, you know what, I'm scared of this virus, I'm going to stay home. Or, you know what, I'm an adult and I feel like I want to go get my friggin' hair done. You should have that choice.
Well, look, I did mine at home. Dennis.
Your rights are being taken away from you. Your
know.
rights.
I
As
get
well
what
as
you're
everybody
saying.
else's.
I get it.
And
Listen,
and you're okay with that. That's what floors me.
it's not that I'm
People
okay.
are okay
I
with that.
I have to pay my bills too, man.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. As long as that gets you through the night and you're comfortable with that, hey, I got no problem with
Well,
it.
will
But
you help me pay my bills if I
Will
quit
you
my
help me
job?
pay my bills if my business shuts
You
down?
and I are going to be both poor together.
Exactly. So why are we all letting this happen?
Yeah, so she's worried about her job and she's the one trying to put you out of business. Dennis, this is insane.
Yeah, the back and forth that we had was pretty interesting, and I think I may have laid into her a little bit, but I was basically bringing a lot of factual information to the conversation, and she didn't have anything to say. Right. There was nothing she could say, right? So other than you're not following the regulations, you're not following the bylaws, which I blatantly said that it's bullshit. You know, these regulations and rules are bullshit.
Well, Dennis, I am delighted to hear that you're busy, and thank you for making time for us. And listen, I think a worse thing than the COVID that we've had to deal with is the COVID Karens, the little, sneaks floating bylaw on you. I mean, there must be a special place in hell for these tattletales. And besides, you're not even doing anything illegal in the first place. It's just people who are pro-lockdown, pro-big government. Last word goes to you, my friend.
Alicia, my wife and I were very proud of the stance that you've taken in standing up for your rights and the rights of all small businesses. And, if things don't change for you, my wife brought up the brilliant idea of you coming to work with us. So whenever you're ready, the doors are open.
That's fantastic. Well said, Dennis. And there you go, folks. I think this film production is going to have a happy ending after all. And looks like there's a place for Alicia to ply her trade while she works on getting her own salon back into business. Keep it tuned here. We'll give you an update as soon as there's more to report on the great barbering rebellion here in Little St. Catharines. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Folks, are you sick and tired of politicians and bureaucrats telling you that you cannot open your business? Well, if you're going to take a rebel stance and open the doors, please go to iwillopen.com. That's iwillopen.com. Reach out to us and we'll tell your story to the world.